Welcome back! We're here in Colossus Boulevard to finally start on this little town or side street in Wizard City, and we just need to complete defeating a few of these guys and then we'll get into the main real story that lies here in Colossus Boulevard. And don't do anything life because that's what these guys are. Bleed!
That's so sweet of my uncle to send you. I'm so glad you came too. I've been doing some ice research for Professor Greyrose, but I had to stop. I really need your help. This is horrible. First the gobblers showed up and started eating everything in sight, and then these evil snowmen. They're all over the place. We must get rid of them, but there are so many. Hey, I know. Why don't you defeat some of them and see if that will chase the rest away? Seem to make a dent in those gobblers at all. They're still eating the city. Go speak with Professor Greyrose. Maybe she will know what to do. I'll try to keep their damage to a minimum.
Also, by defeating those gobblers that I did before, got us to go talk back to Mr. Stars, and he seems to have some daily quests for us to do, so let's go talk to him as well in Ravenwood.
Well done, young wizard. Good news. You're a full-fledged member of the Gravulum Order now. Together, we'll figure out this peculiar business. Check in each day, and I'll give you a creature or location to test. You won't need to return. I'll get the reading from your badge remotely. Oh, and take this Gravulum lodestone for your house. If you prefer, use that to get your daily assignment. Very well. Until tomorrow, then.
Perfect, let's add that in, and I know the perfect spot. Yay! So we can come and check
Today's
in.
assignment is to get a reading by defeating one of these creatures in this location. Good luck.
Cyclops Lane, a warhorn? See, I don't see us going there anytime soon, so maybe there'll be a quest for us tomorrow that's closer.
Oh dear, I was afraid of that. It was an accident. I didn't mean to summon those gobblers. And those evil snowmen aren't doing a thing to help. They're actually causing more trouble. The biggest problem with gobblers is that they're always hungry. Let's try brewing a potion to make them lose their appetite. The snowmen we'll deal with later. Here is a list of ingredients for the potion. Take it back to Minty Pixie Crown on Colossus Boulevard.
Potion? Excellent idea! I'll begin working on this list she gave us. I'll set up the cauldron for the potion here. Can you get the first ingredient? It's called stinkweed. You can find that growing right here in Colossus Boulevard. Go gather some for me. Whew! This stinkweed really does stink. I know I've lost my appetite. That's all I need. I'll brew the potion now. Here's the first batch of potion, young wizard. Hopefully this will make the gobblers stop eating. While I'm making more, go beat some gobblers in combat and make them drink the stinkweed potion. All done? Excellent. Let's see if the potion had any effect. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say the potion didn't quite work. I don't want to bother the headmaster. I know. The Gobbler King lives in the large palace at the very end of the street. Maybe we can reason with him. I'll try to brew a stronger potion. See if you can make a deal with the Gobbler King to stop eating and leave the city.
You'll have to get past me if you want to see the king.
Yay, a buck.
In the first world, the children of Lady Nightstar, the grandmother Raven, battled constantly. Titans they were, embodiments of ice, fire, and storm. Their conflict shook the world, but by the time of the spiral, only their offspring remained. Giants were the descendants of the Ice Titan, who used his power to create frost castles from frozen clouds. Like their ancestor, they battled the dragons on the ground until the wars decimated both races. Giants retreated to the world now known as Grizzleheim, where the few who still remain rule the frigid realm of Wintertusk.
Was that our last book? Yes. Yes, because we need to go talk to Bryce. Okay, awesome. Okay, the king, and then we'll head there.
A tiny wizard. Hello, tiny wizard. Have you come to surrender your city? You want us to leave? Oh, no. No, no, no. My people love it here. We shall call this city New Gobblerton. If you prove to be good servants, perhaps we shall let the tiny wizard stay in New Gobblerton. Here is my royal decree.
You pick up the royal decree to take back to Mindy Pixie Crown.
Port. If I'm also not mistaken, I believe I finished a quest for Zeke as well, and it was getting those tiny elven creatures. Where is the one for in here? Is that little man in the red sweater. So got all of them from all of the different cities. So we'll see Zeke again in another world. So that is done as well.
You found the books on the ancient history of magic? Let me get my notepad out and tell me everything you learned. Wow, that's a lot. Gonna need a minute here, pal, to process all that. Okay, I'm good. But all the answers in those books just bring up more questions. Like, what happened to these titans?
They're in the Winter Tusk in Grizzleheim. Didn't I tell you that?
And what's with the sentient plants? You've seen them. The trees with the faces in Ravenwood. Every school has one. Except Death and Balance.
No, they have it too.
But what do they do? What are they for? Why don't Death and Balance have one? People have a right to know.
They give us cards. Dude, you gotta keep up.
We need to get the straight dirt from the horse's mouth. Meaning, go ask all the trees themselves. While you do that, I'll study the books.
Okay. Have we gotten any more pet snacks? Because I officially ran out and I leveled up everybody. We have our new teen here, if you've seen her, Sergeant Rusty. And I also have Sam as adult, Lady Hannah, to level up. And I want to get all of my pets up to teen. I also want to get a portal to my house for the pets, like the pet house, from the entrance of our farm. I'm gonna need help from the sisters. Ooh.
What are we, spell trees? Why, we are the offshoots of the great grandfather tree. He who, with his sister grandmother Raven, sang the song of creation and wove the spiral into being. Life magic in particular resonates with that song, uses its chords and verses to stitch wounds and mend spirits, to heal a fragmented world. And the titans responsible for that sundering? They were lulled to sleep by Bartleby himself. May they sleep evermore.
We spell trees aid in the invention of new spells and the crafting of treasure cards. I am the tree of myth. Mine is the burden to remember the stories of old heroes and monsters. It is from these tales that myth spells are born. Speak to me to learn recipes for myth spells. The other trees hold similar recipes for their own schools.
What's cooking, wizard? Oh, I think it's me. I am raw fire, after all, undiminished by any contradictory forces. Huh? Oh, all magical schools have an opposite. A school to which they're vulnerable, but against which they're strong. Fire melts ice, but melted ice douses fire. Similarly, life and death contrast, as does the creativity of myth with the destructiveness of storm. Balance? Yeah, I guess we do all sort of balance each other out. That's a good way to look at it, wizard.
How long have we been here? Oh, as long as I can remember. I don't know if we are the first, but these are the only spell trees I've known. Well, except for Mortis, the spell tree of death. I hear he came from elsewhere, but I know not where. Alas, he is, perhaps, ironically, dead. Destroyed with the death school in Malister's tantrum, so we cannot ask him.
I just talked with him. You know, it's a good thing that I'm a deaf student because I get better intel than you guys up here.
So, Wizard, Calvin told you about Mortis and that he came from elsewhere? But Blossom said we all came from Bartleby. Confused? Well, both are correct. Bartleby's roots stretch invisibly to every world in the spiral. And in any of those worlds, spell trees can bloom. Balance tree? I've never met one. It's possible one is out there somewhere. You need only to look.
You talk to the trees? They think the death tree is dead. There may be a world of balanced trees. Myth is weak against storm? What a scoop! This will make for a great article on the history of magic. And don't worry, I'm happy to share a byline. What was your name again? Fantastic! Till next time, pal.
I stopped here at the house to see if we had the portals so that I can put them in our big house. So glad that I made this little catch-all place for me so that I can easily just go back and forth between this big villa, after farm villa farm, and here in Ravenwood. So it looks like I'm just gonna have to go onto the shop and find like a 6-pack of the portals. I think that's better for my money than buying them individually. I've also seen them add different types too. That's how we got this white one here, and I think this looks more aesthetically with our deaf dorm. And there's also a mount that I want that is perfect for me as a deaf student. It is a skeleton dragon that we can ride. The issue though, I have to get it from one of these packs, and I think the pack is called the Dragon's Horde pack, if we can find it. I'm not seeing the pack, so it looks like we might have to wait for Halloween time, because that would be most likely when they bring it out, which is fine. So let me get the portals and then I can show you where I want to put them. Wait, they give us blueprints? Do I have a blueprint for a portal? No. Now I do. Okay, so this is the portal that I got. I'm actually confused as to how you can find the token, they call it, that you can have a blueprint to make this. I thought, is it something that you can just come up here to this guy and craft it? No, I need a furniture crafting station. Maybe that is what it is. Okay, so that is the portal. And we're gonna go through here. This is gonna take us to our main house. And then from here, the house for the pets is all the way down there where those 3 little houses are. So I would like 2. I would like one up here where I think I might place it here looking at it. And then I want one somewhere around our main house right in front of me there. But the way that we can place it on the ground is, I think first you have to place where you're gonna land, right? So I need to travel all the way down there first. Okay, the pets are in here. I'm not sure what I want to make this house and this house yet. And yes, we can go into all of them. Why does this look like a kitchen? This kind of is giving like a bar or a kitchen vibe. Not for pets. And this one, I'm seeing library. And I think that's because I recognize these backgrounds from when my sisters were in the world on their world adventures, and that was where, or what had these backgrounds and what type of place those rooms had. But these are the pets, right? Yeah, I feel like this is better. This is like more like a house style. I can put furniture in here for them. Right now they just have that painting. I haven't decorated it yet, but I don't want to put the portal exactly in the building. I'd rather have it here where we have access to all 3. So we're gonna place the portal there. It'll look like that. While the actual look of portal should be right around here. And we can move this later if I don't like it, because I know I'm gonna want to put other decorative stuff around it. I just want to get this somewhat right. Perfect. Okay, so this is the teleporter. That's the join kiosk. Down there is the battle station, and I have that book down there for monsterology waiting for us to put stuff into. And the pets, we just follow through here and we end up right here where they are. Isn't that so cool? And we can just come and say hi to them. Ooh, but there's no portal to get us back over there. It's fine, I'll figure that out later. Right now it was just getting us a quicker route to them in the first place. Right, okay, back to Mindy.
The Gobbler King wants us to surrender Wizard City? Big problem. Big problem. I can't believe the Gobblers are trying to claim Wizard City. We need to tell Headmaster Ambrose. Take the Gobbler King's royal decree to Headmaster Ambrose. See what he thinks we should do.
What? This decree doesn't even make sense. It's just pictures of ice cream and chickens drawn in crayon.
Headmaster Ambrose shakes his head sadly.
The Gobblers may be a larger problem than we realize. I hate to ask, but you need to go duel some of them to test their strength.
Okay, he wants the Gores, the Gluttons, and the Munchers, not the Scouts, so I think I can take this teleporter here. Hello, sir, I don't want to get to you yet. And this should bring me to the Munchers. Perfect.
Good. Now that we know how strong the Gobblers are, I have a plan. Please deliver this letter to Mindy Pixie Crown for me. Your hard work will pay off, I promise.
Headmaster Ambrose hands you an official-looking document. Mindy Pixie Crown reads the official-looking document.
I think this plan will work. This plan calls for challenging the Gobbler King's two closest advisors, Baron Greebly and Baron Rotunda. Dueling isn't my strength, so you're the only one who can do this, young wizard. They're each hiding out in towers, one at each end of the street. Defeat them and see what the Gobbler King has to say then.
Is it time for dinner yet? You look like you'd make a good stew. Get over here.
Let me add some treasure cards because I've been using them and I haven't been replenishing. I need more fire, AoE, literally anything that can just make the battle go faster would be great. That's not ice.
You've come to take away my treats? I can't allow that. To battle. Ah, the little wizard is back. Are you ready to surrender now?
You tell the Gobbler King about your battles with Barons Greebly and Rotunda.
What? You defeated them? I find that hard to believe. I'll have to send someone to find out if what you say is true or not.
Just as the Gobbler King is getting ready to call, a messenger breaks into the room.
Sir, the two barons have been defeated by a student wizard. What shall we do?
Oh dear. What you said is true. Then that means no Gobblerton, Wizard City, is yours. Spare me and my people, wizard. We mean you no harm. I ask that we are allowed to stay here. Our old home was filled with witches, and we are too scared to go back. I promise we will not eat so much. You have my word.
Amazing, young wizard. You have brought peace with the Gobblers. You've done a great job. Be sure to tell Headmaster Ambrose what the Gobbler King said. Now I can get back to my project.
My plan worked. Oh, that's excellent news.
You tell Headmaster Ambrose what the Gobbler King said about their home world.
My. I certainly don't want to force them to go back to a world where they aren't welcome. Very well. We will let them stay on Colossus Boulevard. It appears we have new neighbors.
Looks like we have a quest to go get a deaf prison card to help us in our battles. We need to go to Nightside to talk to our tree friend. A lot of people out here today.
You feel the ground begin to rumble.
So, you are looking for the spell scroll? It is inside the tower across the street. Unfortunately, it is well guarded by Night Stalker and Adair Tomeo. Be careful, young wizard. This will be a tough battle. Good luck.
Man, why am I not always standing where they're pointing? Ooh, into the Death Tower.
What is this? A visitor? You'll never get the scroll of the Elder Seer.
Can I defeat them? They're both deaf. Any treasure card that are not deaf. Everything that is life, basically going to be deleting anything in my deck that shows a death card and only using these guys. So I need not too high of pip count, but definitely easy to get to. Okay, just this one section. Can I get rid of one more? Just do 2 of those. Okay, so these are all the cards that I have left. Ah! Oh no! But go! Oh, they're not that bad. They're only 200. Still, I need the highest level stuff I can get. And sometimes the vampire, even though it is deaf against deaf, it still gives me a good amount of healing because it heals me back whenever I hit it. I guess that's like a glitch, but it's a good glitch. I hope that's still working because it was working on my other characters. I just haven't paid attention if it works here on my deaf. When it says swap, I think that means that there needs to be a shield floating around them and then it gives it to me. Plus it's gonna hit 75, so I can't use that card. Why did they change these? Or give me nonsense cards? These are not helpful for me. Like maybe if they can put like, not only does it have the words on the bottom, but also give a little bubble that tells you that you can read exactly what it is that it needs to do for you, because I have no idea. Dang it, I'm like, I have this. That's gonna go to any card, and I have an AoE frog, so I'll give up. Perfect, they didn't hit me. They'll hit me the next round maybe. Put down the AoE, get him out the way, and see what the frog can do now for us, as long as it doesn't fizzle. Perfect! Thank you, Froggy.
I see you found the scroll of the Elder Seer. Very good. Let me see it.
You give the scroll to Malorn Ashthorn, who immediately starts reading it.
Yes, this is the scroll of the Elder Seer. And for that, here is your next death spell.
Yay! Okay, so we knocked out Wizard City. We knocked out all of Wizard City except for any little side quests, and now it's just mainly going to Krokotopia. I may or may not, and I have to fish. I may or may not bring you along for those side quests that we see popping up everywhere, because normally Colossus takes me much longer to complete, but that's because I'm simultaneously doing the side quest and not focusing on the main quest, even though Colossus was a side quest, but I'm glad to see that it is done. So next time, we'll see where I am. Thanks for watching.